Yes, we are. Morning, everyone. Morning, Richie. Have yourself a wonderful day. Morning, team. Morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Bridge 99 FM. Thanks for joining us on Untengle. My name is Elise, and of course, you can join me every Tuesday and a Thursday morning into afternoon from 10 o'clock in the morning till 1 in the afternoon right here on the Bridge 99 FM. And here is where we untangle. That's right. Untangling the thing we need for untangle. You understand? You know all we need for untangle it. Same way, so. So today is the 2nd of November, 2021. And Ethiopians at home and abroad celebrate the 91st anniversary of the coronation of His and Her Imperial Majesties, Emperor Haile Selassie I and Empress Menen. And it was a significant coronation, and we will talk in bits about it as we move along. So someone has been asking about needing information on how to get an interview. I'll leave out the submitting tracks, but the interview part, you're going to have to get in touch with my producer, Vaughn Thorpe, and then Vaughn is going to give me a number or a email address or something that you can contact him if you also want an interview. if you, Virgin. No, sir. Anyway, so for that lady who asked about that, I'm going to get a number or email address for you, and you can contact my producer for Untengle, and his name is Vaughn Thorpe. So, still relishing in that super cat, Ricardo. Ricardo says it's a steely and cleavy rhythm slapping hard on that super cat. Absolutely, indeed. I want to say morning to my sister Marjorie K. I know you're listening. Morning, my sister. Blessed Coronation Day. Great vibes for the morning. Thank you so very much for listening. For those watching who they're foreign and who close to Irie Kamosi. Now you see the CD here, debut from Irie Kamosi. It is easily one of my favorite collector items. It's 2 CDs. Him named the first one CD 1, and him don't want to say the second one 2. So I'm calling it the next one. So that sounds like Irie Kamosi to me. Irie, guess what? The CD break. No, me need another copy of this. This is like, a collector's item. So if you're listening, or if anybody for Irie listening, just make him know so the debut CD, the one with 2 CD in it, the one with CD 1, and the other one we name the next one, I need back a copy of that urgently. Just broke a while ago. But the operational hazards, as we may say. So please, I need a copy of that one, right? Again. Make I tell you my story. The donkey told the tiger, the grass is blue. The tiger replied, no, the grass is green. The discussion became heated, and the two decided to submit the issue to arbitration, so they approached the lion. As they approached the lion on his throne, the donkey started screaming, Your Highness, isn't it true that the grass is blue? The lion replied, If you believe it is true, the grass is blue. The donkey rushed forward and continued, The tiger disagrees with me, contradicts me and annoys me. Please punish him. The king then declared, The tiger will be punished with 3 days of silence. The donkey jumped with joy and went on his way content and repeating, The grass is blue, the grass is blue, the grass is blue. The tiger asked the lion, Your Majesty, why have you punished me after all? The grass is green. The lion replied, You've known and seen the grass is green. The tiger asked, So why do you punish me? The lion replied, That has nothing to do with the question of whether the grass is blue or green. The punishment is because it is degrading for a brave, intelligent creature like you to waste time arguing with an ass. You see. So, and on top of that, you came and bothered me with that question just to validate something you already knew was true. The biggest waste of time is arguing with a fool and fanatic who doesn't care about truth or reality. That's a little story for today. Oh my God. Richie said I should have just eat him right away. That's not, yeah, man, you can't argue with idiot. Well, an ass. at that. So it's 15 minutes after 11 o'clock, and we are ready. So we're having an interview right now. We're going to have this conversation with Daren Johnson. Good morning, Daren.
Good morning, Elise. How are you?
I am very well. Welcome to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM.
Of course, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I think I haven't spoken to you since my days at Mani College when you did a broadcast there on our research day, and you interviewed me too. So it's a pleasure to be on this morning.
You know, I'm looking at your picture and I'm just realizing it's you. Yes, of course. No, that's why it's so important for us to have these things like pictures and all these
Exactly.
things. All right. All right, great. So let's take a trip to Bun Hill, a community in
Yes.
Middle Buxton, and a rugged trip to Bun Hill, right? A community in Buxton St. Anne. First of all, direct us to
Yes.
this district.
All right. So you Brownstone. I'm sure the listeners know Brownstone. So you go through Brownstone and go up like you're going up Addison Park, and you have to go through Orange Hill. And there are 3 Buxton. So there's Lower Buxton, there's Middle Buxton, and there's Top Buxton. So I live in Middle Buxton. So when you get to Middle Buxton, I live at a crossing there, and up on the hill, that's one hill.
Okay, all right. You know something, Darren, I can just imagine how Bun Hill said, so for those who know, so you're going to on the radio, I can just imagine
Right.
how interested they are. All right, tell us about life growing up in this rural district.
Of course. So the growing up in Middle Buxton, growing up in Bonnet was a humbling experience, and one that I am grateful for, because the challenges and the struggles that have allowed me to be the resilient and the go-getter I am today. I grew up in a single parent also. And it was just my mom and siblings, of course, because I'm the last of 6.
Yeah, wash
And
belly.
so, yes, man, as my mommy would say that I'm the wash belly. And my mom worked at the late Ernie Smith's office. So working with Mr. Smith too, I think that was the kind of only prestige I thought I had growing up, to say, hey, my mom worked with one of the richest and best lawyers. And so just seeing her, she would never waver. No time, just to make sure that I go to school. And sometimes I didn't even have it, but she didn't have it. But a lady down below missed it. She's gone now. May her soul rest in peace. Sometimes I'd go to her, and even though the pride in me, and I don't want to go anywhere, because I don't want to ask them, I still, she would tell me, I said, go and go borrow the money so I can go to school. And, I journeyed to about that. So it was, the growing up was sort of that, and church was involved as well. I got a lot of exposure in church as well, talking in front of a large crowd, and just being able to own my own and
Yes.
to be me. So
It's amazing how much of an integral role, particularly in rural Jamaica, that the church actually plays. Because this is where you first realize that you're somebody,
of course.
You can
I remember
sing, you
one
can
time.
talk, Go ahead.
Exactly, because I can sing too. I can sing,
All
and I remember
right.
like one time they would send me up, and I went up, and they said I should give the welcome, and I was always a kid who is very enthused and inquisitive, and I always hear them use husband and wife, and so they called me up to give the welcome, and it was a male preacher. So I went up and I was like, first, I'd, like to welcome the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. And I'd also like to welcome, like the pastor would name Elise. I would like to welcome Pastor Elise Kelly and her lovely wife, the church. Because yes,
Because you're
yes.
accustomed to hearing this.
Exactly. But it's those little experiences really helped to mold me into the person I am today.
Okay, wonderful. I
Hmm.
was going to ask you about your mentors, but you mentioned Mr.
Hmm.
Smith, which is good. And tell me
Ernest Smith.
what were your dreams like growing up in this rural district? What did you have in
Well,
your mind?
I wanted to be a lawyer, and after high school, I did get into UE too, but didn't have the money. Didn't have the money to go to UE. So then I remember I had got into V Michael as well. Never have the money, and I got into Shortwood. Never have the money. So I came back, and I, started acting frantic and crying to my mom. Said, "Everybody gone to college.
Oh
What
God.
me I gonna do?" And I remember my same church clothes. I had a blue, because at the time Manig uniform is the blue pants and the sky blue shirt.
I remember.
And listen, Elise, she dressed me up in the blue, in the shirt and the pants, and took me over to Manig. And luckily, Kaiser, did mine out the area, so she was able to get some dust money from there.
You call
And
it
so I was
dust
able to
money.
use, yes, man, dust money. Hmm.
Ay,
She was
Lord
able
have
to
mercy.
use the dust money, Elise. And I tell you, I went, and when I went, actually, the Mr. Atkinson, the late Mr. Atkinson as well, and Miss McBain, Irie McBain, I think she's now SDC parish manager. She was the registrar at the time, and they checked my results, and they were like, "Oh, but the teacher is full." And one of my main mentee, Miss Elaine Brown Taylor, mentor rather, Elaine Brown Taylor, she's a she's a lecturer at Church Teachers College. She was my teacher at Abutnut Gallimore then. I called and she said, "What program them say you're in?" The registrar said I could get into the business administration, the associate. She said, no, I do the teaching. And so, we're there and we vetted the paper and all of that. And then Mr. Atkinson came over and told Miss McBain, well, with the CXC results, we can't really turn him back.
Good,
And that was the
good.
start of it.
Wow.
And, I would have to thank people like Mr. Watson. He worked at Kaiser because, again, I wrote to them. I was very pragmatic about and proactive about making sure that I go to college. So I would write to them and tell them, I did well and I'm seeking help, and
Beautiful.
and and those sorts of things really helped
Beautiful.
me to get in. Mm-hmm.
You know something that I was reading a bit of the bad that the producer sent to me, right? And
Yes.
let us talk
Hmm.
about your work ethics and your independence that showed up from a very early age. Tell us about the onion
Hmm.
and the sweetie business then, man.
Oh yes, oh yes. So I when going to Abutnot again, because I grew up come see my mom. She's a hard worker. Miss Green, everybody knows Miss Green. In Brownstone or Selma up in Buxton, them call her Nez. So I saw hard work was all she did, and so that too left a mark on me. And so at like grade 7, going when I was in 2005, yes, I started grade 7. I just took it upon myself to go to Brownstone, and this lady, Nikki, they sell the apple on the step. Actually started selling apple and onions and stuff like that with them. And I did that for some time, and I didn't even really worry about who was watching or anything, because what? At the end of every Saturday, I'm going home with my little money, and I know I have my lunch money for the rest of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to provide. And even though mom had our food, or so if it's a tin of mackerel or some flour, I brought it home.
Yes,
And
yes.
I would hear her telling other people like, listen, man, him no play, no, him do what him have to do. And so that became a part of me, and and then I started to go into Charlie's. I started to go to Miss Nam's and Miss can't even remember her name, but they had supermarkets around there. And Miss Nam, of course, took a like into me as well, and she really saw the potential in me. And so she started teaching me how to write bills.
Oh, nice.
And yes, man, right in Brownstone, she started teaching me how to write bills. And I think that's where the love for business came into. And so I just started to go in there each Saturday. So that's a promotion to me now in Elise because me, yes, man. I left the market now and I'm in Namzad. We are writing bills and all of that. And so I would do
Wow.
that on Saturdays and when I'm out on the holiday times, she would have me in as well. And even now I go back to Jamaica, I'll write a bill,
That's
you know.
nice,
So,
beautiful, wonderful journey. All right, that's excellent. And you know what I love? I love that your mom
hmm
said to you, "Boy, him no art to our friends. Him no easy. Now that is a
hmm
lot of encouragement, you know, because you
oh,
see,
yeah. Oh, yes,
you
yes.
know, when your mom endorsed something, it will endorse, you know."
Right, right, right.
All right, let's go to 2015 now when you established four grants in your name for top boy and girl in business studies, which is what you did, right?
Right. Yes, I did that in school. Of course. So of course, I'm not rich, but I always believe in paying it forward.
That's
And I
right.
mean, I know what it feels like to not have. And if somebody didn't help me, I know that I wouldn't be where I am today. And so it's always important to sort of pay it forward and help. So that's how the whole grant came up at about not. I decided to give back to the top boy top student who in business studies, and so I started that since 2015, and then that's about not Gallimore. I did it at Miros Primary. That's my alma mater again, because I'm always looking out for my alma maters as well.
Right.
You have to give back, and it's important to give back to them as well, because they are the ones who really set the foundation and really get, especially a botnet. A botnet, when I tell you, Mr. Sharp, he was my principal, Mr. Jeffrey Sharp, if he's listening, thank you, sir. He made sure that I got every exposure, and I was involved in every single thing. I was on the quiz team. I was on Schools Challenge. Well, School Challenge, quiz and quiz is the same thing. But I was on the choir, sung with
Yeah.
Romain
Nice.
Virgo.
Really?
Most times, yes, man. People probably don't even remember, but I was one of the little ones standing there, Romain, and I would have lead song with him too. I did cooking. I did every single thing, and the experience there was wholesome. And trust me, when I tell you I'm eternally grateful to all my teachers, Miss Elaine Brown Taylor, Miss Glave, Miss Allen, Miss Jennifer Walker, so many of them because so many names. I can Bertine Thomas, she was my guidance counselor. When I came in the very first September, she said to me, Darren, you're going to be a prospective head boy, and it came to
Wow.
fruition.
You're a head
So
boy?
you have all of. Yes, man, I was head boy. I was
Nice.
head boy as well. I was head boy
Nice.
and
I'm not surprised, you know.
student
I
council.
remember you. I remember you know, a little bit nuffish, but trust me,
Yes, yes, man, very enoughish, of
no,
course.
which is good
And I
enough.
think the enough.
Good enough.
It's good enough, and I always
Yes.
encourage people. Just don't let anybody sort of put you down or tell you too enough, because sometimes you have to use that enoughness to kind of get you where you need to go. And
Absolutely.
in
And
my case, and I did that positively.
a lot of that, what we call in quotation marks, nuffness,
hmm
is really confidence and ambition, you know,
Yes, man. Confidence, ambition, and drive.
and drive.
hmm
Absolutely. All right. So from Bottom Pond Basic School to
Yes.
University of South Florida and many colleges
hmm
in between.
Yes.
We met
hmm
at Monique, and that's another very excellent college, you know, very good
Yes,
college.
of course. Mr.
Yes,
Isaacs as well. He was
yes,
another very supportive role model and leader extraordinaire for me. So I would have learned a lot from him too. Miss Rochelle Spence, uh, so many of my lecturers there, Miss Sandra Murphy, Mr. Joseph Mackenzie. The names are so many, but I'm grateful to all of them. They really, you know, you paved the way for me and said, "Listen, you can do it. Go do it."
yes, yes, yes. You
You
know,
know. hmm
it's you know what I love, Darren. It's very nice that you're just
hmm
calling all these names because you
Yeah,
know you have to remember these names, and for
you
those
have
who
to.
you have to, because people like those don't usually tell people what they do. So you
Right.
sometimes have to just tell people what they did and
Of course.
honor
Of
them.
course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yes.
That's me, and that's why even last year I did a feature online that went viral. I showcase women who, are doing exceptionally well in their field. And sometimes, especially a lot of teachers. And it was all across industries too. But so many women got featured and highlighted. And when I tell you, it was published in the Gleaner as well. And they were grateful because a lot of times, people in the workplace, they don't understand that a little motivation goes a long way.
Absolutely.
And so you might have Ari there 20 years doing the work and really getting great passes or meeting those expectations or passing those expectations. And so just to do a little motivation Tuesday or a little motivation Wednesday and say, today we're bigging up Ari or today we're bigging up Elise. It goes a far way.
It really
and
does.
So I was home bored and I'm like, you know what, I could use this time to kind of pay it forward to some people, pay it forward to some of my teachers, pay it forward to some industry people that I know who are doing well. And Elise, I kid you not, but a lot of these people, some of them didn't even have a professional bio, and so because of the feature, they wrote their bios. Because of the feature, a lot of them got jobs, a lot of them got promotion, and so I am, I pride myself on making sure that anybody around me, they are thriving, they're doing well, and making it big.
You have a very kind heart, and that's a wonderful quality. What is the
Thank
wind
you.
beneath your wings? Because there are many others who perhaps would love to do it but just don't have that drive. What's the wind beneath your
Well,
wings?
you know what? I think my son, because I have a son,
Okay.
so I think my son Suin, he, motivates me, and sometimes when I feel like giving up, I know I have him to take care of and to also show
Yes.
the way. So that as well, and just overall, I think I'm innately driven. So I am somebody who is going to get it done. I am not a complainer. And so if I don't know, I'm going to ask, I'm going to find out. And naturally, I'm a people person. I'm a network builder as well. So, just having those connections, having those people around too at times kind of really helped me stay motivated. Even today, Dr. Miss Elaine Brown Taylor, anything, I go to her, I talk to her every day. We talk.
Nice.
She still make that space. I'm like her adopted son. I have Dr. Ingleton. She's the vice president at CMU. We are like best of friends as well. And so many other friends
Who can
that
motivate
are
you?
around me who motivate me. Yes, man, and we motivate each other. Because, iron sharpen iron.
Yes.
So it's sort of that relationship with those people
All
that sort
right.
of really keep me grounded. And most importantly, too, I put God at the center of everything that I do.
Excellent. I'm just reading just a little part of your bio, and it says he loathes
hmm
injustice and maintains his
hmm
faith in God and is always
hmm
giving thanks. My question
Yes.
to you, my final question: what thoughts would you
hmm
like to share, particularly with the young ones here in Jamaica who have a
Of
dream?
course. Yes. Of course. So for everyone out there listening, just know that, there will be days when you feel like knocking it out of the ballpark. And there will be days when you feel like you're failing. And there will be times when you say, this is not good for me. I don't know if I can go to school. I don't know if I can do this. And there are other times too when you will say, listen, I have to get out of this place. I cannot do this. And I think all of these things really, especially in 2021 here, it really describes the emotional roller coaster as it relates to life.
Yes.
But remember that this year has been about resilience, and everything you're experiencing, you are experienced or you've experienced is preparing you for your level up. Remember, the universe is testing you to make sure that you're ready to receive all the things you've prayed for, all the things you've ever wanted. And so you just have to remain you unabashedly. Go after your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you that you're too enough. Don't let nobody
Like
tell you that
Elise
you
Kelly.
cannot. Yes, like just go, just keep going, keep pressing on, and put God at the center of everything that you do.
Absolutely, very well said.
Hmm.
And for those listening from here in Jamaica,
Yes.
we're on the internet, so you're being broadcast
Hmm.
all over the world. But particularly those little ones in their little
Hmm.
neck of the woods who just think that this is
Hmm.
all there is to life. That's not all there is to life, and you're a wonderful example that there's
Yes,
so much more.
of course. Thank you, Elise. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. There's a network thing that I have. I don't know if you want
Hmm.
to talk to my producer Vaughn and
Vaughn.
and just
Hmm.
and just put a little voice on. He will explain it to you because we can't just
Yes,
let this go
man.
like this. We want to have your
Of
voice
course.
repeating over and over to remind the youngsters particularly that
Yes,
it can be done.
of course. I'd be more than happy to do that.
Have yourself a wonderful day and continue to do well.
To Elise. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Wonderful story, isn't that? Right. So that's my guest, and his name is Daren Johnson. Daren is only 28, although you hear him sound, so he's only 28. And yes, my listeners are saying what an example he is already. So once again, congrats, and there's so many more. Okay, so our listeners have been asking me what Darren is actually doing now. So he is now the youngest full-time professor at Howard Community College in Colombia, Maryland, USA. So he's doing good. And once again, it's just such a pleasure talking to these, yes, that's a picture of him, talking to these young people and those particularly who are excelling and can encourage others. So we have online one of our bridge reporters, and he's at Jamaica Broilers as we speak. Good morning, Dennis.
No, not at Jamaica, boy. I'm in Africa, but I get the news. I just get a call a while ago to get to you people.
Okay.
Yeah, that you have them find two bodies shot just a while, not so long. Two sisters in a house up at Jamaica, boy, that all over there. Them throat cut and them bodies actually decomposing.
Wow, that's not good news.
No. We just want the man, we just want the people, them just love the people, them love the woman, them. Too much abuse with the woman, them. Because
Same here.
without woman, we cannot multiply. You know? So why we are killing woman? Why them are killing woman? Them, so man?
Well, we don't know the story, the whole story,
Yes,
but whatever the story is, it is
yes,
totally unnecessary.
yes, man. Yes, man. People can live.
Yeah, people feel live, Dennis. I see
Yes,
how you saw
man.
it go.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
thank you very much for your on-the-spot reporting, and
yes.
I'm sure you're going to keep us posted, all right?
Yes, Mama Elise, I'm here to tell you, say, yo, your show is shut, you know. Yeah. Yeah, you see how I laugh there? You see how I laugh there? Like, everybody wants to be on the Elise.
Thank you very much,
Yo,
Dennis.
you have,
Thanks.
you have a spirit in your laugh there, see. Just go on to the good show here
All right, my love, and
and
thanks for
the bridge.
listening.
I will not let go the bridge.
On the bridge.
And
All right. Enough respect. All right. So thank you very much for that, Dennis. And of course, we're gonna keep you posted on that. And we have more. We have more comments from our listeners. And this one just says. Good morning, Bridge family. Blessed Coronation Day, Nubian. Just go on Hula Vibes, loving it. And then my sister Della, Nubian, says, what a stellar example Daren Johnson is. His work ethic, sense of pride, and sense of determination have and will continue to propel him into his destiny. His mother should be proud. I pray God's continued blessing on his life. Thank you so very much. And for all our listeners who just always supporting what these youngsters are doing whenever we have these interviews, you're always supporting them. We just thank you very much. So this one says up and running, Elise Radio book on the bridge. I'm just feeling great about being able to be educated from each person. Bless up Nikki. It was a pleasure seeing you at the June supermarket Saturday. I met Romy. Where Romy there? I met Romy. What you know, sweet soul. Hey, bless up, bless up all the bridge members who I met on Saturday. The bridge firm, yes. Yes, sir, yes, no man. And that's coming from Mitzi Excitement. Mitzi, I can tell you something. From me step in this morning, the first thing Romy tell me, but meet Mitzi, you know. That me say, yeah, which part? So same place where you talk, a same thing him say. So you're what now? Yeah, man. This is just like how you're excited for meet the bridge team. The bridge team excited for meet you, too, man. So we love that something there. So we're going to keep that link going, all right? So it's time for us to join Beauregard for the Global Connection. Good afternoon, Beauregard.
Good afternoon, Queen Elise. How are you doing on this blessed Coronation Day?
That would be my first news item.
Wow.
I am doing wonderful. Happy Coronation Day to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wonderful. You know, as we celebrate on this day here, for those who are listening, I don't know if you've been talking about it on your show, have you?
This morning I spoke some about it.
Okay, great. So we
I
celebrate.
covered for DJ Roy earlier this morning.
Okay, so you've been working. You've been working.
Yes.
Okay, okay, I got you. All right,
Right.
so it's the 91st coronation of His and Her Imperial Majesty. You know what I particularly love about celebrating this day, Beauregard?
What's that, Mama Elise?
I just love the fact that the Emperor brought his queen along with him,
Which is how it should be.
which is really how it should be. And although it's the Abuna who actually crowned her, the Abuna got her crown from the Emperor, who took
Yeah.
it from the Emperor and put it on Empress Meden's crown. Isn't that wonderful?
That's beautiful.
And it set up, it set such a wonderful example, and it kind of like ushered in a new wave of pride, particularly black pride across the world. And for that, we just give thanks.
Yes, we do. Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
man.
And we're very proud, to say the least.
Yes, we are. And of
Yes.
course, we're talking about the 225th descendant of King Solomon and Queen of Sheba, His Imperial Majesty.
And in honor of all of that, Mama Elise, tonight in New York City, the New York chapter of the 12 Tribes of Israel will be having a celebration tonight at their HQ right here in Queens, New York at 12117 Farmers Boulevard. There will be devotion and theme songs followed by drumming, which is my favorite part of the whole thing. And then we vibe to some music of the 12 Tribes of Israel sound with Selector Floyd Neftali and DJ Jeremiah Rubin. So that's always a celebration for me. I look forward to that later on this evening. And hail to all the 12 Tribes of Israel GAD members who are celebrating their special time this year, representing with their color red for the month of November.
I am so sorry I couldn't be a part of that.
Mm.
Oh!
It's something special, sister. You need to be there.
Oh my goodness! Can you imagine? You
Yeah,
said a
man.
while ago when you said in the red, I am jealous. Nice, wonderful.
Nice.
All right, so you're going to take it away in a Beauregard. You're going to do the news thing.
Okay, no problem, sister. Other than the coronation being a big thing here in New York, this is another big day here in the United States. Some schools are out and some folks are off from work today because it is election day in America, vote 2021. And right here in New York City, we are having our mayor race going on with candidates, the Democratic candidate Eric Adams, who is currently the front runner and is looking like he's going to be the second black mayor of New York City, and he's going up against Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa, who's one of the founding members of the Guardian Angel here in New York City. Across the waters in New Jersey, there's a gubernatorial race going on between the incumbent Democrat Phil Murphy and the Republican Democrat Jack Ciattarelli. New Jersey will be getting a new governor soon, hopefully. Or, we'll see what happens with that race. But also, in the elections that's happening in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, police reform is one of the things that's on the ballot right now because that's where George Floyd was killed. And then the whole police reform thing came around. So this is the first major election since his death. And also voters have to decide whether to replace the police department with the new Department of Public Safety. So we're going to see how that works out, if they're going to get rid of the police department in Minneapolis and bring in a new Department of Public Safety.
Do you think it will make a difference?
It should make a difference in terms of, getting rid of some of the police officers who are not doing the job the right and proper way. I'm not sure if getting rid of the whole department, it's a very touchy subject because people say there's more crime in that area, even though they're talking about police reform. Crime has gone up 17% since last month alone in Minneapolis. So I'm not sure if it's altogether a good idea to get rid of the whole department, but reform is definitely necessary. One of the things they need to look at, maybe training the way they train some of the officers how to deal with people. Once they pull up on the scene, whether they try to de-escalate situations. Just dealing with people like human beings instead of just running in and not asking questions and start to thump and beat up and tears, and that's all of the things that's been going on with police officers, the ones who are not doing the job the right and proper way.
Nobody's system is perfect, but in England they really do try to have a system that is not as brutal as some others around the world, and for that, we give thanks for that example, because it tells us that it actually can be done.
Yes, and even in some nations they don't even carry guns, so that's one of the things they actually trust that the police officers there will deal with it a humane way, where they don't necessarily need to use weapons.
I think they're still using batons in England. But something though, Beauregard, as we talk about crime, because there are just so many crime stories that I could carry that I refuse to carry, because we just don't want to keep, every now and then I'll have to, but we don't want to keep underlining, the negative.
Right.
But you're carrying a crime story, and perhaps if you're in another land, you'd be carrying a crime story again. And it just seems to me that the leaders of the world are not managing crime. And I think they're not managing crime because they're not managing poverty.
All right.
I may be wrong. I mean, there's some people who say, well,
no, you're absolutely right.
Me grow up poor and me never thief, but some people thief, And, I remember a story of a colleague of mine years ago who, he was actually a radio broadcaster, and he had his son with him. But he didn't have any money because his wife had the money, and he was going to meet her. And this kid would bawl for everything where him see. I mean, from Kisco to you name it. And he could not buy anything for this child. And I remember Ron saying to me the morning, Sister Elise, that child nagged me so much that I saw a man with selling donuts, and instinctively him did feel like say him should have just me don't want to say grab one of the donut them and drive off. But the point I'm making is that hunger is a reaction that you can't, it's instinctive and it raw, know, and it is very difficult to control.
Well, I guess the saying goes that since I've been hearing from a child, a hungry man is a hungry man. He might do certain things,
Again, we're not suggesting that everybody who's involved in crime is poor or hungry, but it is very clear to me that the world is not tackling the issue because there are some basic underlying issues that need to be tackled first.
True indeed. In some other news, Sister Elise, since Friday, American Airlines have cancelled 2,300 flights.
I hear you.
And they claim it's the wind in Dallas, where American Airlines' main hub is, why they haven't gotten those flights out and why they had to cancel flights.
How many flights?
2,300.
Whoa.
They're saying the wind is the problem, and it has trickled down, and people being left in places because flights cannot go out or come in. So there's a shortage of workers, but I don't know, it looks to me like mandates are...
I saw the wind blow hard.
It seems to me like it's a shortage of workers for other reasons.
It just seems that way to me too. But make we go with the wind now.
Yeah, make we go with the wind.
Yeah, same so. Because we don't idiot, so might as well we just go with the wind.
Right.
And we're going to hear about a lot more wind,
Yes. Also today, the CDC, they will vote on kids' vaccine for ages 5 to 11. And they're saying that kids could start getting that as soon as this week. So we're watching that as well.
Okay. Well, in Jamaica, we're kind of looking forward to going back to face-to-face classes here in Jamaica. We don't know with I don't know if the mandates. I'm just, put it this way. We're looking forward to going back to face-to-face classes for the children for many reasons. So let's hear if there are conditions. I'm sure there are, but we're not quite sure exactly what the conditions are because, of course, there are people on the ground and they are insisting that there are certain conditions that are not fair for children to be put on.
Right. Right.
Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So when we find out more, we will certainly pass it on.
Yes, we will.
All right?
Yes.
Wow. Lots of interesting stories. And I tell you the truth, Beauregard, there are some, like I refuse to talk about Kevin. We just not talk no more about me. I'm sorry. Me being very disrespectful because him Kevin.
It's fine.
Because he's the Doctor Excellency, God himself. But at the same time, a Kevin for me. But me time to talk about Kevin.
But speaking of names, sister, I've been hearing my name a lot more frequently now since you have been using the Beauregard. I'm not used to hearing it that much, but a lot of people have been coming up to me and say, "What go on, Beauregard?" Nicky Z, DJ Roy, Richie B, everybody has been, using the name and saying, "Yo, that name is different."
No.
Pity they don't know the meaning of the name. It's a name that my father gave to me, sister, and the meaning of the name is basically good-looking fella.
Oh, Beauregard. Oh, you're a cute baby.
Oh man.
Oh my God. I thought everybody called you Beauregard.
No, not everyone. You started it, sister.
I lie. You
yeah,
serious?
man, you make everybody a call me so now.
Oh my goodness. I love to call the name. Especially now that me know says because you're good looking. Nice man. I didn't know that. Nice name. And it's just, I find it interesting. Like when my friends talk to me about the conversation I had with Beauregard, it's just interesting to hear where them each person put the accent somewhere like a different. And you understand? Because nobody used to the name, So everybody want to call it as pretty as possible. You understand me?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm enjoying it.
Nice. Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. All right. So we're going to catch up with you a little more.
All right. No problem.
All right. So bless up them other one.
I will.
All right. Thank you very much. And for those listening in the tri-state areas, it's always a pleasure to be broadcasting live to you all. Remember what happens today, right? Remember, it is Coronation Day. You heard Beauregard say that he has been informing his listeners about that. And yes, it is the second day of November 2021, celebrating the 91st anniversary. So, I want to say a very special afternoon to John from Sandy Bay. John from Sandy Bay, I'm so happy that you found us on the bridge and that we can be a part of our conversations that we had from long ago. So, I don't know if you noticed I was kind of laughing a while ago when I look at this thing here. So here's this message. I don't know why John sent this message here, but it said, "Good afternoon, Sister Elise. Blessings to all listeners. The brethren better watch out for these ladies because they can become very attached." Look here. Look, I tell you something, you see. That's why I like all different kind of people, because I would never say that. But then there is John from Sandy Bay. So you're this, are you never talking? They're all up flag. Look here. Good afternoon, Sister Elise. Blessings to all listeners. The virgin better watch out for these ladies. They can become so attached it's hard to break away. Look. Lord have mercy. No, you see, in this particular case, it's just this morning, me hear one of the workers here at Bridge FM saying that is Romy girl dressed him this morning, because him shirt, extra pretty, and him ear cut. When your girl dress you can't tell when your girl dress you, when you're a man and your girl dress you. No, but normally you don't really look that bad. I mean, no, that's not what I should say. Normally you look good, but Richie is cracking up. So tell me if this look like a shirt that is Romy girl dress him. So no attachments around here. You understand? Because the man of him girl that dress him and all these things. Know these things. All right. Good. Thank you very much, Mr. Flagman. Yeah, no, man. It is now 12:53, soon 12:54, and this is how we say so long. Just want to say thank you so very much for being a part of Untengle here on the Bridge 99 FM. Thank you so very much for your text. Thank you very much for your involvement in our conversations. Thanks for watching us live. I want to say thank you also to the internet family. Thank you very much for being a part of the Bridge 99 FM. Thank you to Daren Johnson, the young Jamaican originally from Bun Hill, Middle Buxton, St. Anne, who was our very special guest this morning, and a wonderful interview indeed. Thank you very much to the team. I want to say enough love and respect to Beauregard, and we're going to be calling that name now with new information added.
Thank you very much, sister. It's always been my pleasure. It's always a pleasure to chat with you and to hold a vibe with you. I'm not even know you have them stylists, sister. Big up Romy. Poor Romy.
Look at me say, I don't know where Romy got to can put on him in.
Big up Flagman Romy. And also, sister. Boy, big up Jaboni Wheeler's son, who's a part of the Bridge 99 FM family. Abijah Livingston. Yes. Much respect that goes out to him. Also, Dave Judah, who's in Jamaica, part of the Irie Jam family here. Much respect to him. And happy birthday going out to a member of the Irie Jam family, DJ Cali B, who's celebrating a birthday today. So big up to him, and DJ Star, also a member of the Irie Jam family, celebrating a birthday tomorrow. And the final thing I want to say, sister, is to all the men in Jamaica, please go and get your health checked, because this month, November, is Men's Health Month. And sisters, we are asking you to encourage the men, because more time we are a little bit more stubborn. Yeah. You know, last month was Women's Health Awareness Month, so Breast Cancer Awareness Month and all of that. So we want the women to encourage the men this time around.
Very well said, because you know something with the brothers, sometimes you're a little bit scared and you don't want to say it, but we know, we understand, you know, so just go on, you know. Yeah man, because we know you're scared, you know. We know you're scared. Yeah, and nothing wrong with that. I mean, we're human, right? No, you're human, right? We're scared too. We just don't show it as much as the man them. But thanks for that one, Beauregard.
You're welcome, sister.
All right, so we check out again
Thursday.
All right, wonderful, right? Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, sister. Take care.
Okay, same to you.